Self-respect is the foundation of everything. It's the first currency you ever own. Before the money, before the fame, before the recognition, it's that quiet voice inside that says, I don't move for anything that disrespects me. When a man learns to walk with that kind of energy, everything starts to align. You stop chasing validation because you already validated yourself. You stop begging for peace because you created your own. That's the kind of presence that speaks before you even open your mouth. See, purpose gives direction, but self-respect gives it power. You can't talk about being a man of purpose if you still let people play with your energy. A real man knows how to protect his boundaries without losing his calm. He don't gotta scream it, it's in how he carries himself. When you move like that, people feel it. They know you stand on something solid, and that's rare. Because most people chasing noise, not meaning. They want applause, not progress. But when you got purpose, you understand that every move gotta build something, even your silence. You start realizing that everything connected to your growth comes from the choices you make when nobody watching. Self-respect is telling yourself the truth when it's hard to hear. It's being honest about your flaws, your habits, your distractions, and deciding you're not living like that no more. Purpose ain't a destination, it's a discipline. Every day you wake up and ask yourself, am I getting closer to who I'm meant to be? That's purpose. And the more you live in that question, the less you settle for anything beneath it. There's power in not reacting to every situation. That's what self-respect looks like when it's mature. You stop explaining yourself to people who ain't trying to understand. You stop trying to convince the world you're worthy. You just move like you already know it. When you start walking with that confidence, life starts mirroring it back. Opportunities start finding you because your energy says you're ready. Women respect that too, because they can feel when a man moves from vision, not ego. When you know your purpose, you don't need to control, your presence naturally leads. Purpose gives you peace because it filters your circle. You stop being around people who drain your energy. You stop chasing friendships or relationships that don't align with your mission. You realize that solitude ain't loneliness, it's maintenance. That's where you recharge, realign, and remember what you're working for. Every great man spent time in silence before he built his legacy. That's where you find your truth. That's where you meet your real self. Without the mask, without the noise, without the pressure to perform. Just you and your thoughts, building something unshakable. You start treating yourself like you're already the man you're becoming. You wake up earlier, you talk less, move more, you study the game, you learn from loss, and you start walking with patience instead of pride. That's the kind of energy that don't need to prove anything. That's the kind that attracts respect without asking for it. Because purpose-driven that understand timing. They know everything comes when you're ready, not when you rush. You can't skip levels. You can't fake the grind. And if you try to, life will expose you. Self-respect keeps you grounded when your emotions try to take over. It reminds you that not everything deserves a reaction. Sometimes the best power move is no move. You watch, you learn, and you adjust. That's how you stay ahead. That's how you grow. Because purpose don't live in chaos, it lives in clarity. And clarity only comes when you stop entertaining things that pull you backward. The truth is, when you respect yourself, you move different, you talk different, you dress different, you choose peace over popularity, you choose vision over validation, you choose growth over gossip, and that makes you stand out in a world full of people trying to fit in. You become a reminder that it's still possible to move with integrity and win. Purpose ain't loud. It's that calm confidence that comes from knowing your value. It's when your actions speak louder than your emotion. And that's the kind of man who don't have to chase loyalty because it naturally finds him. People follow consistency, not charisma. They trust a man who shows up every day, even when it ain't easy. At the end of the day, self-respect and purpose build a foundation no one can shake. That's how you become unreplaceable, not just in relationships, but in life. Because when you stand for something real, the world can't take it from you. You already own it inside. Masculine stability is deeper than just being strong. It's that quiet confidence that says, no matter what happens, I got this. It's the kind of strength that doesn't need to be loud, doesn't need to prove, doesn't need to control. It just is. When a man finds that balance inside himself, everything around him starts to move differently. People trust him more. Women feel safer around him. The world respects his silence because it carries weight. See, most people think being masculine means being tough or emotionless. But real strength ain't about ignoring your emotions. It's about mastering them. It's about knowing when to stand firm and when to breathe through the storm. You can't lead if you lose yourself every time life tests you. Stability is emotional control. It's learning to move with discipline, even when your feelings try to push you off course. A man who's stable don't react, he responds. That's the difference between power and panic. The truth is the world will always test your balance. Bills, pressure, relationships, loss, all of it comes to shake your foundation. But when you build yourself on principles, not emotions, you can't be easily moved. You start to see chaos as a teacher, not a threat. Every hit life gives you just becomes another rip in the gym of your soul. You learn to breathe through it. You learn to keep your mind still while everything around you spins. That's stability. You can't fake it either. Stability can't be performed, it's built. It comes from experience, pain, reflection, and patience. You can't rush it, you gotta live it. Every time you fall and get back up, you add another layer to it. Every time you stay calm when you could have snapped, you strengthen it. That's how you become unshakable. Not because you never fall, but because you always rise with wisdom. A stable man don't move out of fear. He moves out of purpose. He don't chase validation. He chooses alignment. He don't react to disrespect. He decides if it even deserves his energy. That kind of control makes you dangerous in the right way. Not because you hurt people, but because you can't be manipulated. You stop letting the world pull you emotionally. You start leading from your core. Women feel that energy instantly. They can sense when a man's emotions are steady, when his words and actions match. It's not about perfection, it's about presence. When a woman feels that your energy doesn't break when things get rough, she relaxes. She trusts you without you even having to say a word, because peace is contagious. When your energy is solid, she don't have to protect herself from you. She can breathe around you, and that's the kind of man she never forgets. But to have that kind of presence, you gotta master your triggers. You gotta unlearn that impulse to react every time something feels uncomfortable. You gotta check your ego when it wants to speak louder than your logic. You gotta stop trying to control things that ain't yours to control. That's real masculinity, control of self, not control of others. Every man has two versions inside him. The one who panics and the one who plans. The one who reacts and the one who responds. The difference between the two is discipline. You train it every day through your routine, your words, your thoughts, your patience. You stop letting temporary emotions destroy permanent opportunities. You start realizing that calmness is power and patience is dominance. Masculine stability is also about consistency. Doing what you said you would do long after the feeling is gone. Showing up when you don't feel like it. Staying solid even when nobody's watching. That's how you earn respect, not by demanding it, but by living it. People start counting on you, not because you're perfect, but because you're dependable. That's leadership. When a man's foundation is strong, his world becomes steady. His vision gets clearer, his moves get smarter, his relationships get deeper. Because he's no longer chasing energy, he's directing it. He don't need to impress anyone, he just keeps building quietly. He knows storms come and go, but his mission stays the same. That's the kind of mindset that builds empires. Real stability ain't in your body, it's in your mind, it's in how you think, when you lose, how you act, when you're tired, how you love when you're tested. It's staying grounded when your pride wants to take over. It's forgiving without losing self-respect. It's walking away without losing peace. That's grown man energy. When you reach that level, life feels slower. Not because it's easier, but because you see clearer. You stop rushing, you stop comparing, you stop needing to be understood. You just move intention. Every word, every step, every breath carries weight. Masculine stability is rare because it's earned. It takes pain, patience, and purpose. But once you got it, nobody can shake it. You become the calm in every storm, the balance in every room, the rock in every relationship. And that's when you realize being strong ain't about fighting everything. It's about being so grounded that nothing can pull you away from who you are. Growth and discipline go hand in hand. You can't evolve without structure, and you can't stay disciplined without vision. Growth is the reward, discipline is the path. Every man who ever became something real had to learn that lesson, that it's not about doing what's easy, it's about doing what's necessary. The grind don't stop because you're tired, it stops when the mission's complete. And when you really live by that, you start separating yourself from the crowd. Growth don't happen in comfort. It happens in moments when you want to quit, but don't. When you wake up on days you don't feel inspired and still do the work. That's the process nobody claps for, but that's the part that builds you. Every rep in the dark is what makes you shine in the light. You start realizing that Discipline ain't punishment, it's self-respect. It's saying I'm too focused to waste energy on things that don't serve me. A lot of people want success, but they don't want the discipline that success requires. They want results without repetition. But growth don't work like that. It's like planting a seed. You gotta water it, feed it, protect it from the storm. You can't see it growing every day, but that don't mean it ain't happening. Same with you. Every day you stay consistent, even when it feels pointless, you're building roots. And when those roots get strong, the world can't pull you out of your purpose. Discipline builds confidence because it's proof to yourself that you can trust your own word. Every time you say you'll do something and actually do it, you build integrity within. You stop needing validation because you already respect yourself. That's the kind of energy that turns heads without trying. People feel it when you walk in. They can tell you've been putting in work when nobody was watching. That's the difference between talking about it and living it. Growth also means outgrowing your old self. The habits that kept you comfortable won't carry you where you're headed. You got to sacrifice the temporary for the timeless. That means late nights, early mornings, and walking away from distractions that slow your momentum. It means saying no when it's easier to say yes. It means choosing peace over popularity, focus over fun, and purpose over pleasure. That's how you build longevity, not just success that looks good on the surface, but success that lasts. There's beauty in the process. Every time you fail, every setback, every silent struggle, it's all shaping you. The losses teach you more than the wins ever could. They humble you, refine you, and prepare you for what's coming. When you're disciplined, you don't take losses personally. You study them. You adjust your strategy. You move smarter next time. That's how growth works. Slow, steady, and intentional. Discipline is also how you protect your energy. You stop letting emotions run your schedule. You start wasting time explaining your vision to people who ain't ready to see it. You start building boundaries that keep your peace intact. And once you get used to that calm, chaos feels foreign. You stop chasing adrenaline and start chasing purpose. That's when life starts feeling lighter, even when it's heavy. The hardest part of growth is staying consistent when nobody's clapping. When it feels like you put in effort and not seeing results. But that's where faith and discipline meet. You keep going because you believe in the process. You understand that patience and persistence are twins. They walk together. Nothing real comes overnight, and nothing solid grows fast. You build brick by brick, day by day. Growth also changes your circle. The more you elevate, the quieter it gets. Not everybody can come with you, and that's okay. You'll lose people who still see you as who you were, not who you're becoming. Let them go with love, because holding on to the past will slow your progress. Discipline teaches you that everything has a season, even people. You don't force what doesn't fit. You just keep moving forward. When you commit to discipline, life starts rewarding you differently. Doors open that used to be locked. Ideas flow that used to feel out of reach. You start attracting peace, opportunities, and people who match your effort. That's not luck. That's alignment. You're moving in sync with your purpose. You're no longer chasing success. You're growing into it. Real growth ain't loud. It's internal. It's when you start thinking differently, reacting differently, loving differently. It's when you stop rushing and start trusting. It's when you realize every delay was part of the plan. Discipline keeps you steady through all of it. It's the muscle that carries you when motivation fades. At the end of the day, growth and discipline are about becoming who you said you would be, not for the world, for yourself. It's about proving to that little voice inside you that you didn't quit, you didn't fold, you didn't break. You stayed 10 toes down until your vision became your reality. And that's when you know you've grown, not just in life, but in spirit. Low energy hits different. It's not just about staying when things are easy. It's about showing up when things get real. When the world tests you, when people switch up, when silence gets heavy, low energy stays solid. It don't waver. It don't fold. It don't move off impulse. It moves off principle. That's rare in a world where everybody chasing what feels good instead of what's real. Loyalty is a mindset before it's an action. It's how you move when nobody's watching, how you treat people when they can't do nothing for you, how you hold down the ones who believed in you when it wasn't popular to. Presence is the other side of that same coin. Loyalty without presence ain't real. Anybody can say they're loyal when they're around, but true presence means your energy speaks even when you're solid. It's how people feel when you walk in, steady, calm, intentional. Your presence don't have to be loud because real energy don't scream. It radiates. It's felt. People feel safe around it. They feel respect in it. They feel truth in it. That's power, not the kind that demands attention, but the kind that commands it without trying. Loyal energy is built in the trenches. It's tested in silence. It's not proven when life's good. It's proven when life gets messy. It's staying loyal to your purpose when distractions come. It's staying loyal to your people even when they're down. It's staying loyal to your purpose when distractions come. It's staying loyal to your people even when they're down. You gotta understand, loyalty starts with you. You can't be loyal to nobody else until you're loyal to your own standards. That means keeping your word even when nobody's holding you accountable. It means not switching up just to fit in. It means standing on truth even when it costs you company. That's the real test. Because loyalty ain't convenient. It'll make you walk alone sometimes. It'll make you quiet when everybody else talking. But that's where character gets built, in the silence between your choices. Presence is more than just being there. It's how you're there. When your mind and your energy match your words, people feel that. You can't fake presence because it's rooted in authenticity. You ever meet somebody who don't even got to talk much, but their vibe fills the whole room? That's presence. It's the energy of someone who knows who they are. Someone gowning, someone who ain't rushing, ain't competing, ain't begging for validation, just solid. Loyal energy also means moving with consistency. You don't switch lanes every time something shiny shows up. You don't change your morals for opportunity. You don't forget the people who helped you climb once you reach the top. That kind of loyalty keeps your blessings pure, because the same energy that gets you success gotta be the same energy that maintains it. You can't build something real on shaky ground. Presence is how you love, how you listen, how you show up for people. It's when you make others feel seen without needing credit for it. It's when you bring calm instead of chaos, understanding instead of judgment. People remember how your presence made them feel long after they forget your words. That's impact. That's legacy. Loyal energy means you move with integrity, even when nobody clapping. You stay the same in private that you are in public. You don't entertain gossip. You don't feed negativity. You don't break bonds for attention. You protect what matters, your peace, your people, your principles, because loyalty ain't about being perfect. It's about being dependable. When you say you got somebody, you mean it. When you commit to something, you follow through. That's grown energy. Presence and loyalty together build trust. When people know they can depend on your word, your silence, and your energy, they start moving differently around you. They open up. They build with you because they feel safe. That's something money can't buy. That's something reputation can't fake. The truth is, loyal energy attracts loyal people. When you stay real long enough, the fake ones fade out on their own. You won't even have to cut them off. Your vibration just won't match theirs anymore. That's how you evolve. You start moving around people who value presence over performance, loyalty over leverage, truth over trends. Presence also means being in the moment, not always thinking about the next move, but respecting the one you're in. It's learning to slow down, breathe, and appreciate the now. Because loyalty ain't just about holding people down, it's about holding yourself accountable to your purpose. It's staying locked in, focused, unshaken by distractions. That's how you protect your energy. When your loyalty and your presence align, your aura becomes unbreakable. People trust you, opportunities chase you, peace follows you, because the world respects consistency. It respects energy that's rooted, not restless. At the end of the day, loyal energy and presence are what separate real ones from the temporary. Anybody can show up when it's convenient, but it takes a solid soul to stay consistent through storms. You don't gotta talk about being loyal, just be it. You don't gotta announce your presence, just walk in it. The real always recognize real. And that's the kind of energy that never leaves a mark, it leaves a legacy. Legacy over lust. That's the mindset of a man who's thinking long term. Lust is temporary, it's momentary pleasure, a quick escape that fades as fast as it came. But legacy, that's eternal. That's what lives after you, that's what people speak on when you're gone. Too many men trade their purpose for a moment of weakness. They throw away respect, discipline, and growth, chasing things that don't build them. But when you're chasing legacy, you move different. You stop asking what feels good right now and start asking what's gonna matter 10 years from now. Lust is easy. It feeds your ego, not your spirit. It gives you validation, but takes away your value. It's all surface. It looks shiny, but it's hollow inside. Legacy takes work. It demands patience, vision, consistency. You don't build legacy overnight. You build it brick by brick, choice by choice, day after day. It's in how you move, how you treat people, how you handle power. It's how you carry your name when nobody's watching. That's what defines you. When you start thinking legacy, you stop living for attention. You stop letting lust for women, for status, for validation, control your decisions. You start moving with intention because everything you do either builds your name or stains it. A real man understands his name is his currency. Your name can open doors or close them forever. So you protect it, you guard it like an empire. You don't let short-term desires destroy what took years to build. Discipline separates the ones who build from the ones who waste. Lust pulls you off course. It whispers, just one time won't hurt, but that one time turns into a pattern, and that pattern turns into regret. Legacy whispers back, remember what you're building for. You gotta choose which voice you listen to. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, you're investing in your future self. You're saying, I'm not just here to exist, I'm here to leave something behind. Lust is loud, it's all about attention. Legacy is quiet. It's building silence and sacrifice in moments nobody sees. It's in turning down the easy route because, your vision deserves more. It's in walking away from chaos because peace protects your purpose. Real growth happens when you stop needing everything fast. When you stop craving the high and start respecting the process. That's when you start maturing, not just as a man, but as a leader. You can't build legacy if you're still chasing moments that make you lose focus. Lust clouds your vision. It makes you forget who you are. It makes you trade permanent blessings for temporary pleasure. And every time you do that, you lose a piece of yourself. But when you value your legacy, you become selective with your energy. You stop giving access to everyone. You stop entertaining people who don't align with your mission. You start protecting your time like it's gold, because it is. A man chasing lust is unstable. His energy is scattered. He's chasing instant gratification, and that keeps him stuck. But a man chasing legacy is grounded. He moves slow, intentional, and with purpose. He don't need to prove nothing because his consistency speaks louder than his words. He's not chasing attention. He's building impact. And that kind of man stands out without trying. Lust can give you a moment, but legacy gives you meaning. Lust fades when the excitement's gone, but legacy grows when you keep planting seeds. It's in how you raise your kids, how you uplift your people, how you build something that outlives your time here. That's what real power is, not how many people you impress, but how many you influence for the better. Every man faces a choice, live for the moment or build for the mission. One gives you pleasure, the other gives you purpose. The difference is timing. Lust gives you now. Legacy gives you forever. And the man who understands that stops moving on emotion and starts moving on vision. You can't mix the two. You can't say you want legacy but live in lust. The energy don't match. Lust takes, legacy gives. Lust weakens your focus. Legacy sharpens it. Lust is about you. Legacy is about those who come after you. You got to decide what you want to be remembered for. When you choose legacy, your priorities shift. You start thinking about what kind of man your name represents. You start realizing that your actions are the blueprint for somebody else's belief. You stop chasing bodies and start building brands, ideas, movements. You stop living to impress and start living to inspire. Because when you're gone, nobody's going to remember who you slept with. They're going to remember what you stood for. At the end of the day, legacy over lust means loving your mission more than your impulses. It means choosing vision over temptation, patience over pleasure, future over fantasy. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Every day you make a choice. Build or break, elevate or escape. Legacy is built by the man who chooses elevation. Even when it's hard, even when it's lonely, even when nobody sees it. Because deep down he knows moments fade, but legacy lives forever.